Good morning, welcome all of you. Fear is a bad advisor. Fear is a bad advisor. So we will have a brief discussion on fear. Fear is a bad advisor. Still in the course, many occasions we have discussed this topic in brief. Here is also we are having some opening. We'll discuss something more in from the mother sayings. Anyway, Sri I'll quote two short messages from Sri Aurobindo, then I'll go to the mother. All dread of fire or other violent forces should be overcome. Should be overcome. Fire or violent forces. Fear concerning relating to this fire and violent forces should be overcome. For dread shows a weakness. Weakness, it has to be overcome, bypassed. The free spirit can stand fearless. Free spirit can stand fearless before even the biggest forces of the nature. That is, a spirit is free, and you have to bring it out. Free spirit can stand fearless before even the biggest force of nature. Fear and faith and fear, yoga and fear can't go together. Strictly no. On one side you are having the yoga, yogic attitude, yogic persuasion, and on the other side you are having the fear which is accompanying, standing at the side, not expected. They can't go together. Faith and fear can't coexist, can't go together. Here's here in the course, all dread of fire and of other violent forces should be overcome, not bypassed. You have to overcome them. Because suppose now you are bypassing, tomorrow there is a possibility you have to come across or you have to go through. But they must be overcome. For dread shows a weakness. Dread shows a weakness. The free spirit can't stand fearless before even the biggest force of the nature. That is what you must overcome. Again, Sri Aurobindo goes forward a little bit and analyzes. If you are afraid of the hostile forces when they try to come, you expose yourself to their power. Two things you want to overcome, but actually you are surrendering. Instead of overcoming them, you are simply surrendering, bypassing, or making a compromise. By the way, this is the dreadful, this is the dangerous attitude. If you are afraid of hostile forces, they try to come, you expose yourself to their power. They are coming and going. It is a regular process. If you are afraid of these forces, hostile forces, you expose yourself to their power. Now itself, you manage to some extent. Next time you can't. You will be simply overcome. You will overrun by those forces. So don't be silly. Don't try to surrender. It is time to you have to overcome those forces. This is the requirement, without which you can't exist, because again and again they are coming and they will be coming. And how long can you try to escape from this? They are they are clots. Again we go to the mother. Mother is having fine observations here. Once you enter the path of yoga, you must get rid of all the fears. If something was there before coming here, okay, you possessed them, you owned them, there were some characteristically they were there inside you. But once you enter the path of yoga, you have to get rid of all the forces, the fear of your mind, fear of your vital, fear of your body. Fear of mind, fear of vital, and fear of body, which are lodged in the very cells. These are there very much prominent. You can see, you can find again and again. You have to get rid of all these fears. That is what the requirement. That's what mother says. When you enter into the path of yoga, you must get rid of all the fears, fear of mind, fear of vital, fear of physical, because they are lodged in the every cells. One who seeks the transformation after the yoga stir, when the mother goes forward towards the next typical phase of yoga, transformation, and is a follower of the path must become through and through fearless, not only fearless, through and through fearless transformation and follower of the path. That the minimum, the basic requirement is you have to become through and through fearless, not to be touched or shaken by anything, whatever in any path part of the nature. You must not be. You must be fearful, fearless. I'm sorry. You must be through and through fearless, not to be touched or shaken, not to be touched or shaken by anything, whatever in any part of this nature, mind, body, and life, wherever they are. You must not be touched or shaken by those. If you are shaken, very difficult to progress in sadhana, to pursue in this path of sadhana. Next forward, next step. Generally speaking, the greater obstacle perhaps is the hundreds of hundred men's that hinders men's progress is fear. The greatest obstacle mother course, that is fear. People, it is told about the people who are in this path of sadhana, sadhakas. The greatest obstacle that hinders men's progress, that is fear. Nothing but the fear of all kinds of fear, most subtle and the most subtle and the most clinging is that of the death. Death. That fear it haunts you like anything at the every point of time, everywhere, to all your parts, entire beings. The greatest is the most subtle and the most clinging, that is death. One can conquer that alone which one fears not. If you have got fear, because it is subtle, crippling, clinging, most clinging, you don't know, you can't see. He is not coming forward in a very bold manner, wearing any form. You can see and you can try to fight with it. They are they are subtle. It is subtle and the most clinging. You can't know. The condition to conquer is that one can conquer and alone which one fears not. Without somebody is without fear, there is a possibility for him to win. And he who fears death has already been vanquished by the death. He who fears death already been vanquished by death. How shall he come and fight and win? That is what. Because we have taken from the very beginning of our life when we took birth. What is that? Jata sahi dhruvang mrityu. And we have already discussed many reasons, 11 reasons why men fear death in the long past discussions, very beginning. The first and the most important thing to know that life is one and immortal. That is what you must know. Life is one and immortal. Only the forms, countless in number, are transient and brittle. Forms are brittle, but life is immortal. Life is immortal, but forms, they are transient and brittle. Life does not die. Life does not die, but the forms are dissolved. And it is the dissolution that physical consciousness fears. These dissolutions. Towards this dissolution, normally, the physical consciousness fears. And yet, the form changes consequently, constantly. And there is nothing that debars this change from being progressive. Everything is changeful. Life is changeful. So when things are changing fast, why to worry? Because you are in the state of progressiveness. This is not the one slot process. Whatever you have achieved, that is end. Nothing like this. You have to go on. You have to conquer. You have to fight. Form dissolves, not life. That you must know. This dissolution to which the physical consciousness fears, and yet the form changes constantly. So body is summed the drifts of numberless birds. Numberless means you can't know, calculate, predict, count how many are they. And nothing that debars this change from being progressive. One who craves for death may have to wait long to get it. One who craves for death may wait long to get it, but one who fears it may be struck down suddenly in spite of all the precautions taken. Not to die, you are taking so many precautions. To die, you are fearful. If somebody wishes to die, death may come, but not. It may be a lingering process. But once you are fearful of the death, then it may struck down suddenly in spite of all precautions taken. Whatever precaution and how long, how much precaution you have taken, in spite of all, you are struck down. You will be struck down. So don't fear. That's what Mother quotes on death. Not to, no will to die, no wish for death, not to be afraid of death. Under all circumstances, one must try to come out of it. That death consciousness is haunting you at every step. You must try to come out of it. And in our final phase of discussion, we see beyond all the emotions, in the silent and quiet depths of our being, the light burning constantly. We don't see. Sometimes you people who are sitting here, listening the talk, taking part in this discourse, they are little bit conscious. They are having the feelings. They can feel something, even if they don't see. I don't know how many of you having the seen and gone to your depths, discovered your spirit, psychic being, and you are in contact with your psychic, and you have the opening, you have the aspiration, and you are trying to bring out the psychic and being guided by the psychic being. How many of you are there here? I don't know, but that is the process, that is the criteria, that is the need. Beyond all emotions, in silent and quiet depths of our being, silent and quiet depths of our being, there is a light burning constantly, a light of the psychic consciousness. That is what light is burning. That is a light of psychic consciousness. Go in search of this light. Already I have told. Already I have discussed. Go in search of that light. That is what the requirement. You have to discover. Concentrate upon it. Search. Second, concentrate upon it. It is within you. You don't have to go anywhere, and you have to move throughout the world to find the place of existence. That is not there. It is only within you. You don't have to hesitate, go here and there. With persevering will, that is what the requirement is. Persevering will, you will surely find it. No doubt of it. It is guaranteed. But the will must be there, and the persevering will must be there. If it is there with you, definitely you will find it. As soon as you enter into it, that depth where the psychic fire burns, where the psychic wing rests, as soon as you enter into it, you awake to the sense of immortality. Sense of immortality. Once you enter into it, you awake to a sense of immortality. You feel you have always lived, and you will live always. and you will live always. Once you enter into it, you awake to the sense of immortality, and you feel you have lived and you will live. That sense of immortality you will feel, and your feeling will be that I was living in immortality and I will live in, and normally you live in the immortality. That is what the thing. But for that, what I have to do? Very clear. Think what you have to do. You have to be devoid of fear psychosis. You must get rid of the fear. There is a bad advisor, I will tell you. It is a bad advisor. Dread attracts the objects of dread. In no way you will be beneficiary. You will know in no way you will win. So for that actually you must gain the consciousness of non-fear psychosis or fearlessness under all circumstances and conditions. Thank you for now. We'll see tomorrow shortly.